Hey everybody. I've got something really fun that I want to show you today. A lot of times a question that I get from my clients and my students is, how much should I charge for something? And the real question is, we need to look at how much is our time worth, and both in our business and also in our home life, in other words, our housework and all of that kind of stuff. And how do you know what your time is worth? And are you at the point that you should start outsourcing? I have to tell you, one of the best things that I did early on in my business, way before I was making very much money, was to figure out what could I outsource. And I've probably said this story before, but I found someone that was only a couple of hours a week. They were doing my YouTube thumbnails, and it just took so much time off of my plate so that I could cancel or focus on the things that were really important. And then I could just cancel those jobs that I really didn't like doing anyway. So it all starts with understanding what our worth is. So I'm showing this screen here, this little spreadsheet, and I'm going to just walk through how you would use this. So over here on the left, you basically, and let me make it bigger so you can see it. And you know what? I have had a horrible cold, so I apologize if it sounds like I'm talking in a tunnel, because that's how it feels like. So the first thing that we want to do is we just go through the spreadsheet and we figure out where our time is going. How much time are we spending? Now, if we still have that job, is it a 32-hour job? Is it a 40-hour, 20-hour, whatever it is? And then if your business is a side hustle, how many hours a week are you spending? Now, if you're just doing the online entrepreneur thing, then you put a big fat 0 where the job is. Okay, so just figure out and be realistic. Okay, are you spending 50, 60 hours a week? Write that in there, because we want to calculate your time. And then how much time are you spending every day, getting dressed, prepping meals, doing your exercise, all of that kind of stuff. If you have young children that you have to drop off, or if there's other responsibilities every day that you need to take care of, how much time? And then if you do drive to a job, what's the commute time? Put that in there. And then figure out any professional development time, okay? Because it's important. We need to continue to grow and enhance our skills. So put that in. And then, do you have a coffee club once a week or something? And then add all those up. And then also figure out how many vacation weeks do you want. I'm going to continue to make this bigger so you can see it. And or sick time, whatever it is. And then there's going to be a calculation, and it will come up with the number of hours, annual hours worked. Now, another important thing that this will help you do is, if you want to get to the point that you're only working 25 hours a week, this is a real eye-opener. And let's face it, I would rather make more money in less time than spending 50, 60 hours a week. So it's going to help you figure that out. Then the columns over to the right, what we're going to do is figure out how much income are we generating. So again, if you have a job, how much money are you making on your job? How much money are you making on your side hustle or your business? And then do you have any other income coming now, if you're in a 2-income family, I'm not talking about the income they bring into the family, but, maybe you have some residual income coming, because we're just looking at the income based on your business. All right. And then what it's going to do, it's going to do a quick calculation of taxes. There's a calculation in here for 25% if your tax base is bigger or smaller. Just come up to the formula bar up here and change that. And then any expenses. Now, those could be your business expenses, also like clothing expenses, whatever it is, but expenses connected with you working. And then you get a true number. How much money are you making each year? Now, this is the powerful thing. If we scroll down, then we are going to see how much is your week rate worth. how much is your day rate, your hourly rate, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and even 5 minutes. What happens is when you put a rate on the amount of time, all of a sudden, spending 30 minutes goofing around on social media, if you realize, you know what, that's $15 in my pocket. I'm going to get to work. All right? Is that helping? So that's what we do on the first one. And then down at the bottom, the second tab is projected growth time value. So when we go here, it will automatically pull in the numbers from the first sheet. Okay. And then I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit so we can see it. It gives us what we call a growth multiple. All right. So when you looked at that calculator as you have it now, and you see what my week rate is only 15 a week, 1,500 a week. Well, that's not very much. So when you look over here, then what would you like to do? And here we're going to say we're going to multiply. Our goal is to multiply our income by 2. So we've put that number in, and then it will give us an annual projected income. And then the nice thing, notice here, it gives us the calculation. So now all of a sudden your week rate, 3,000, your day rate, hourly rate, and so forth. All right. Now, let me tell you a little secret. If you're looking at these day rates and think, what? $600? I know for myself, my day rate for my VIP build days is $1,500. So if I was looking at this, I would think, oh, no, I need to go back to the drawing board because this isn't right. The value based on my time is much higher than that. All right. So again, it's giving us that snapshot so we can see our hours, where they're going, and what our rate is. And then the third tab at the bottom is the Analyze tab. And what we do here is we start listing out some of the activities that we do, and we figure out, does it make sense for me to continue to do this, especially when we're looking at the new projected rate? So let's just take our good old favorite activity of cleaning house, and maybe it takes us 2 hours a week. So we're putting it in by minutes here. And so the spreadsheet will automatically pull the current value. And remember, our current value was like $30 and some. Okay. So if it was 2 hours, then it's costing us $60 a week to clean our house for those 2 hours. If we bump up our income and bump up our rates, then all of a sudden it's costing us $120 to clean the house. Now, if I wanted to outsource, how much would it cost to hire a team to come in and clean for 2 hours? So $100, that sounds pretty reasonable in my area. And then here's where the power comes. The current value, if I'm only making 30 some an hour now, it really doesn't make sense for me to outsource it. I'm kind of going in the hole. But with my new projected income, I could save $20 really so that I could focus on those activities that make more sense in my business. So hopefully you're clicking with these numbers. So if you have after school childcare, you spend a couple hours, I don't know, cleaning the car, if you're a real car buff and you're spending 2 hours a week cleaning your car, etc. So I added one here, creating Canva social media. Let's face it, we love playing on Canva, and before you know it, you look up and you have spent what? 3 hours. And that's just on one day creating all of your Canva social media posts. So at the current value, it's costing you basically $91. The projected $181. Now, how much would it cost to outsource? There's so many great places you could use a VA agency. In some of the other countries, the rates are really low. So for $50, you could get a lot of social media done. So then all of a sudden, even at the current value, you can see that you should be paying somebody to do that. And with your upcoming value that you're putting on your business, the rates, do you see how all of a sudden $131 is what it would be costing you? You want to recoup that. So then the last column is just a little priority. So as I'm looking at this numbers, I'm like, holy moly, yes, I'm going to pay somebody to do my social media, because I can focus, I can use those 2 hours and earn so much more than what it would cost to have somebody else figure it out. All right? Is that making sense? So let me just come back here. So the first tab, you just figure out how many hours you're spending, how much income is coming in. And then it gives you your week, day, hourly, all the way down to 5 minutes. So the next time you're goofing around, even for 5 minutes, just say, hey, was this worth $5? And yeah, maybe it was, getting that cup of coffee. But spending an hour and a half on Facebook and just scrolling and laughing at the cat videos, no, I don't think so. And then we want to calculate how much do we want to grow our income, and then analyze and just do a guesstimate. And if anybody gives you pushback for how come we're hiring somebody to clean or to cut the grass or whatever, you can just show them the spreadsheet and say, well, I'm not earning anything by cleaning house, but if I have somebody else doing it, I am earning $131. So I think it's worth me outsourcing it. So you get the drift here, right? Okay, so just come back front and center. If you want to get a copy of the spreadsheet, just let me know, comment below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Share the love with other people. Let them know about my channel. I am trying to grow it, and hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.